I have the freaking amazing CEO of Design Baton Rouge, Remiah Trask. Thank you for joining us, Remiah. It's good to have you here. I'm going to ask you to describe your brand. Who is Remiah Trask?
Well, you took my words. Freaking amazing. That's what that pretty much describes everything that we do. We want to help you have a freaking amazing business. We want to make sure everything we do is freaking amazing, so that you can have a freaking amazing life. What we do is we build freaking amazing websites. We also do logos, and we do training and coaching to entrepreneurs. We teach marketing mindset to help them grow a six-figure business.
Nice. So let's talk about the business itself and you being a CEO during this time of quarantine. How has that transitioned your business, if any at all? Or
Quarantine transitioned my business heavily. I did a big pivot during the quarantine. So I give a short story. I don't know how long this is supposed to be.
we have about an hour, and this is all you. This is your time.
Okay. Yeah. I give a short story. So as soon as lockdown happened, March 13th, Friday the 13th, I'll never forget it. As soon as it happened, I said that okay, I'm gonna do this training and coaching. You know, I'm gonna do this Zoom call where I'm gonna teach people marketing and different things like that. I had the game plan. Me and my wife both got sick. We both had the coronavirus.
Really?
Yes, we did.
Wow.
But we're well, thank God.
Yes,
but we were down for like 3 weeks. Like it was a long process, a long recovery process. But once we recovered, the first week that I started feeling good, I put a post out that said I'm going to teach 30 entrepreneurs, how to build a virtual business in 30 days. And I got a lot of reaction from it. A lot of people were interested. I put it out there. I got my first person join the group, and then the second one, and the third one. Then it went up. I actually only had 20 people the first round, but that started this trickle effect to where now my business was not just web design, graphic design. I'm now a business coach. I have been doing these master classes at my office where like 20 or 30 people, not even 20 or 30, 10 to 15 people will come to my office once a week, and I will teach these classes. I did a small group for entrepreneurs called Entrepreneurs Rise Up. But this was the first time that I had a full curriculum and actually teaching people how to build a virtual business. And that happened the first month, which was May. Then I did it again, actually April. I did it in May, had 30 people in May. And then in June, our launch was called Freaking Amazing University. So now that's what I'm doing. I'm still doing web design, but it made me target my audience more closely. It made me realize that I'm for the entrepreneur. Yeah. Like that's my audience, that's my tribe, that's my people. So everything I say is to help uplift, to help build up, to help grow entrepreneurs, to help build their business. Every service I offer is to help entrepreneurs grow and build their business. And that clarity hit. So the quarantine, though I don't say it's a great thing, but there definitely was a blessing in it for me.
I know that's been kind of hard for some people to say, like, because I know inside the quarantine, and I'm glad that you and your wife are healed and you're healthy, and you got through that successfully. And I know it's been tough on a lot of people, but I've found that people are more, they don't want to say, well, quarantine has really been good for me. It's been good for the business. It's been good for, new ideas and things developing. Have you seen a boost in virtual businesses?
Oh, yeah. It's been a boost in all types of businesses. Like everybody coming from the east, west, north, south, everybody starting businesses. And even people that already had businesses, they're doing things differently. They're taking it more serious. They had this time off, so they had an opportunity to focus on their business. And so I'm seeing a lot of growth. And even honestly in the Black community, I love to see the support that's happening in the Black community. So there's a lot of businesses that are starting to propel and starting to ascend and starting to get momentum. My prayer is that we keep this momentum. You know, we keep doing what we're doing. We keep supporting each other. We keep doing good business, so that we can continue to grow wealth. And I'll say this: my business has honestly, my business doubled in this time.
Yeah.
So it's not just going up; it's gone up
It's
tremendously.
elevated.
Yeah, really elevated. And I believe it's gonna stay there because I have a clarity and I have a focus and I know who my audience is. I know
Mhm.
what my message is and I know how to help them get the results they want to get.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about your platform. So you're a web designer. So you moving from web design to coaching entrepreneurs, and tell us how all of that blends together and how you run your program.
Okay, so I'm a web designer, but I'm a business owner, and more importantly, I'm a marketer. So I really don't call myself a web designer. I call myself a marketer, and so I can, if you have a service based business, especially product based business, I can help you as well. Like I'm still learning that system, but I'm a service based business. I can show you how to market yourself. I can show you how to get your messaging right. I can show you how to reach your audience and how to put your processes together. So really, I'm just taking the things that I've learned over the last 10 years of being in business for myself, the things that I know that work. There's actually 11 things that I put together this freaking amazing framework or
Mhm.
blueprint, and it's like you got to grind daily. You have to believe it's possible. You have to have confidence. You know, you have to have clarity of what you're doing. You got to have a personal brand. You got to have marketing. You got to have systems. You got to know how to manage your money. It's 11 things, and those are the things that I'm teaching. Right now, this month we're focused on marketing. Marketing is my favorite of all of those things because without marketing, you know you're not going to get the attention of the people. You got to have marketing all the time, but that's really where it's coming from, my experience, and I'm just transferring it over to other people who need it.
Mm-hmm. So, do you ever look at an entrepreneur that comes to you and they say, "Okay, I have this," and we can use me as an example if you want to, or anybody else. I have an idea, because
Mm.
that's how I came to you. I got this idea, and you kind of see instantly what they need or the direction that their business can go in, and tell us about that process.
Yeah, so it's a gift. It's kind of a gift to be able to see, but it's really business. All businesses are the same. Like for a business, if you have a problem, it's problems and solutions. That's what a
Mhm.
business is. Somebody has a problem, you have the solution, you exchange that solution for money to get them a result.
Yeah.
So when I'm listening to somebody explain their idea, I'm listening for what's the problem, who are the people that can benefit from what you have to offer. That's what I'm
Mhm.
listening for. And that's how I'm able to give guidance and say, okay, this is actually what you're doing. These are the people that need it. Who else needs it? You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So those are the questions that I'll ask. Who else can benefit from that? And that's kind of how you and I, and you said somebody else had told you the same idea, like to partner with a certain industry. But
Yeah.
that's why I said that, because okay, those people in this industry have people that have the same problem. So it's a no-brainer, and y'all aren't in competition, so it's an easy referral.
Mhm.
So that's really what it is.
And since then, I actually have, and it the relationship is great. It's I can't wait to tell you all about it. I have to wait to the launch to put it all out there, but it's pretty good, pretty good. So I wanted to, before I forget this, in the book you described Keisha. So I am Keisha. That's funny, but I'm no longer doing hair. So I'm transitioning from that. But I said, how does he know my story? That's my story. But the story was impactful. And you're right. When you're meeting people and talking to people, um, the best thing that they remember is the story. Tell us a little bit about your story and how you developed into who who you are.
Gotcha. Well, so my story goes like this. So I come from a long lineage of entrepreneurs from my grandparents. Both of my grandfathers were entrepreneurs. My grandmother is an entrepreneur. One my grandfather on my father's side, he had a taxi cab transportation business, and my grandmother ran that business with him. On my mom's side, my grandfather had like a little club, on the entertainment side. So
Okay.
transportation, entertainment business. My dad's a musician and had a studio, and my mom also does like some wedding decorations and things like that. So everybody, I come from entrepreneurs. It was a part of me. It was always going to be the 9 to 5 wasn't for me. So I knew I was going to go into business. Didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I was going to go into business. I took a class in 2000, a web design class, and I built a website for my church. It was horrible. It's probably the worst website ever. I don't even think you can find it on the web anymore. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. I started doing it as a hobby, and I was just doing it for fun, building websites here, building websites there, finding new platforms. Um,
Mhm.
then one day, a friend of mine needed a website for his wife's organization,
Mhm.
and they said it was going to pay me for it. It was going to pay me $300, and I was like, "You going to pay me to do this?
Yes.
Like something that I'm doing for a hobby?" And that's when the light bulb went off, and I was like, "This is it. This is it right here." I sat down in my office at the time. It was my kitchen table. I sat down at home. I wrote out this business plan. I bought a domain name, trashdesign.net at the time. And I put together a package. I went out to sell door to door. I sold 2 deals on the first day. I built 2 websites. I made $600, and I haven't looked back since.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
So, and when you created your company, and you started to adding employees, what was the vision for the company?
When I first created it,
Yeah.
I didn't really have a big vision for the company. It was just at first it was just me. It was gonna be me. I was building websites. I didn't realize I needed a team or anything like that. But
Mhm.
I got to the point to where it was becoming too much for me to handle.
Okay.
It was really becoming too much for me to handle. And actually, God sent me a situation. My first assistant called me and asked me if she could intern for me,
Nice.
and I only accepted it because she was a sister of someone who was a mentor to me. That's the only reason why I accepted to have her intern for me. Turned out to be a really great situation. She came in. I didn't know what to expect with an assistant, so she kind of created her own role. And she was like, "Let me see what you got going on. This is where I can help. I can do this, and just trying different things." And that's how I learned how to build a team. And then eventually I started building a team of designers. It started with one designer. One of my other mentors referred a designer to me, and we started working together. I liked his work. We had good vibes, like your show, Open Vibes. We had really good vibes. And I realized that this is where it's at. Have
Mhm.
you ever heard of a book called The E Myth Revisited?
I haven't, but I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, so it talks about the transition from being a technician, which is the person that just does the work, to being the manager, to being the CEO of your business.
Okay.
And I got introduced to that book, and I realized I'm a technician. I sell a project, I do the project. I sell another project, I do the project. The business can't never flow. It's this seesaw thing going
Yeah.
on. So you really need a team to do your fulfillment, but
Mhm.
you make it rain. You're the marketer for your business. You're the CEO. You get the sales in, and then you hand it off to your team. Your team handles it, but it still flows well because you've taught your team your ways, your methods, your process. The websites I put out look like the websites that I build when I build them myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
still, I still touch, I still dabble, but I'm being fussed at by one of my coaches, Nicole. I don't know if you on here or not, but I'm being fussed at. I need to stop touching, dabbling, but I need to make sure my processes are so on point
Mm-hmm.
that they don't veer off. She gave me an example just yesterday. She was saying McDonald's, they didn't grow to be a global brand by the owners and the manager saying, let me make this hamburger because, they just said these are the do's and these are the don'ts. This is how you do it, and this is how you don't do it, and make sure the workers know exactly how to do it. And their products, though they're not the greatest, their products are consistently the same.
Consistent, yes.
Yeah.
So
Um,
that's a quality of great leadership. That's what that displays when the you say this is the standard and it can continue to be, even if your hands aren't on it.
right.
Excellent, excellent. So, say if someone is looking for website developer, because that's a hard thing. That's really this is your brand, this is your baby, it's your business. What should they be looking for?
If they're looking for a website developer, they should be looking for someone who is going to ask them questions about their business and really understand their goals. If
Mm-hmm.
if the first thing your web developer asks you is what do you want it to look like, you need to run the other direction because this person doesn't understand the psychology of web design.
Okay.
They need to know that what's the purpose of your website. They need to know those things. They need to know what's the end result, what's the primary thing that you want people to do, what's the action that you want people to take when they go to your website. Hold on one second. Can you close the door, please? I'm on the live. Thank you. I love you. All right. So what's the primary purpose? Like for instance, on my website, my call to action is claim your spot. I want people to click the link and book an appointment with me.
Mhm.
That's my whole goal. That's how I make money. That's how I close deals. What's your primary objective? Schedule a consultation, book an appointment, purchase the book, buy the shoes. So we need to know the goals. That's what you need to look for in a web designer, somebody who's going to seek to understand your business. And then of course you want to look at their work to make sure it lines up with the standard of quality that you expect. But beyond the quality, they need to understand the psychology because people buy from people. Your website's purpose is to build trust, to
Mhm.
make a great first impression, and
Mhm.
then get people to take whatever that action is that you need them to take to further them along their journey.
Excellent, excellent. And I heard you talk a little bit about service versus product websites, and your side is more on the service side. Um, when you are servicing, can you explain SEO to us? What is
Okay.
that?
SEO is search engine optimization.
Okay.
And let me say this. I do product based websites as well. When it
Okay.
comes to marketing, I'm not going to be the best person to tell you how to market your products, but
Okay.
on services, I got you. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm sorry.
it's all good.
Oh, thank you, because that makes it clear and more understanding.
Yeah. But SEO, search engine optimization. So now we're talking about search engines, Google, Yahoo, Bing. Those are the top three. There are certain keywords that people are searching for. So when somebody's looking for web design in Baton Rouge, I
Hmm.
I know that on the back end of my website, I have to put these keywords in certain places so that my website pulls up as high as possible. So that's what search. That's a piece of it. It goes deeper. There's backlinks. Like for instance, getting your links on places like Yelp or the news, channels and different places like that, having links back to your website. It gives credibility. So Google says, okay, they got so many backlinks, they must be creditable. The length of your domain name, like how old it is, um,
Hmm.
that's why it's great to if you registered a domain name a long time ago and you've kept it, you got a little more reputation and credibility with Google. It's kind of like credit. The longer you have it, the more they say, oh, they must be reputable. So they give you more points on the to climb the rankings.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Um, And what else should we be looking for in web developers?
Uh, that those are the main things. I would definitely advise you to read reviews,
Okay.
read client reviews on Google, on Facebook. See if these people are actually, if you're looking for an agency or if you're looking for a professional, go
Mhm.
look on their Facebook page, see if they talk about web design, or see if they talk about marketing. Look at some of their work, maybe check out their customers, see if the people are referring them, in different Facebook groups or things like that. But those are the main things. I will say this too: if somebody's prices are super super low, like real talk, my prices are low. My prices are much lower than they used to be, but I
Mhm.
have a purpose. Like the reason my prices are lower than they used to be is because I know that my mission is to help 100 entrepreneurs get to six figures and
Mhm.
and beyond. And so a part of me fulfilling my mission is to get people into my world. I let people into my world by lowering my price, and then
Mhm.
I can help you get to the next level, and then you can do something else with me. You're gonna pay me more. I help you get to another level. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the lifetime of a customer versus just working with you one time and then we done. That's how I used to work. I
Mhm.
used to work that way, but I lowered my prices and I doubled my revenue. That sounds crazy, but
No, it
it's
sounds
because it's because of clarity. It's because of having clarity and knowing what you want to do. But if the prices are super super low, I would be cautious and figure out why they're so low, because you might be about to throw away $250. I've heard that story so many times. I paid this person $300 and they did nothing for me.
Mhm. Mhm. I've I was about to enter into an agreement, and I saw you and I saw your post and I saw you talking about it and called you, and you guided me in the right direction. So that really saved me a lot of trouble, because I remember years ago I tried to develop a website and I actually paid a company. They were charging me, it was well over $3,000. I paid them, I think, $1,800. Needless to say, the site never got built.
Wow.
I never got $1,800 down the drain. But like I said, the price was well over $3,000. Then this go round, same thing, and almost went down the wrong direction. And my husband was like, that's too cheap. And it wasn't George, it was the other person. And then when she said what it was, I was like, they offer free, So yeah, I think, building a website and starting to brand yourself, you really have to find that right person. I liked your approach. You called me the next day. You said you read, no, the date I gave you, you said, you ready? You text me, you sent me the message. And I thought that was very admirable, because most people, that's how they leave money on the table.
Mm-hmm.
They just leave that person kind of hanging out there, and because I think new businesses are looking for somewhat of leadership, especially in areas that's uncharted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially like marketing. So kind of lay out your marketing program for us, and how you really guide new entrepreneurs into where they're trying to go.
Okay, I'm gonna go there, but you said something that I kind of want to drop a little nugget.
Okay.
So the reason I followed up with you, I follow up pretty much with everybody. The fortune is in the follow up.
Mhm.
More people are gonna do business with you in 1 week, 2 weeks, four weeks, 8 weeks, than are gonna do business with you on the first time that y'all talk. So if you don't close a deal on the first conversation and then you just leave that alone, you're
Mhm.
leaving so much money on the table. Like, I'm not banking on closing deals the first time we talk. When that happens, that's just a bonus. That's like a jackpot.
Mhm.
I'm banking on putting you on my calendar to follow up with you in 15 days or however many days you say. I put it in my calendar, and you're gonna get a nice little not nothing long. What I
Mhm.
said, you ready?
Yeah.
It's gonna be, kind of straight to the point. So make sure you're following up with people. And also, people, we're busy. People are busy. We forget. It's not that they don't want to do business with you. It's just that it slipped their mind. They can't find you. They don't remember your name. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not popping up in the feed. They
Mm-hmm.
like, who was that web designer, or who was that person? I can't think of their name. And so they forgot. So when you follow up, they're like, thank you for following up, because I was just looking for your information. I get that all the time too.
Wow.
So make sure you're following up. But as far as marketing, the biggest thing that I teach is show up. Show up every day. Be
Mm-hmm.
consistent. Um, be consistent in your message as possible. But showing up every single day. People that have products, people need to see your products hit the timeline every day. Different ones. If you got one outfit, take a picture in a different pose and let it hit your timeline every single day. Talk about your services, but don't sell so much. Bring value. Talk
Mm-hmm.
talk about benefits. Talk about mistakes that people make often. Talk about how it can help them get to the next level. You want to go by like a 90-10 percentage. 90% of the time, and I got this from Mark Lack, who is one of my mentors as well. 90% of the time, you want to be giving value, giving value, giving value. But then you got to make offers. So 10% of the time, you make offers. If you don't make offers, you don't make sales. The amount of sales that you make is in relation to how many offers you make. So you have to make offers, but good marketing leads to sales. Because my marketing is so consistent and I put my message out there, people jump in my inbox and say, hey, I'm interested in doing a website. What's the next steps? I
Mm-hmm.
think that's how we connected.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So it makes your selling easy when you do good marketing. So show up every day, and if you can, you must, if you want to be successful, you got to know who your audience is. I know people say this all the time. They say it so much that we tend to like blow it off and say,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't worried about my audience. No, figure out who your audience is, please. If you want your business to grow, learn their problems, learn their pain points, learn their frustrations, learn what they need, and then talk about those problems, talk about those frustrations, talk about those pain points, talk about the things that is going to help them cross over from sad to happy,
Mm-hmm.
and your product being that bridge, your service being that bridge. Then you'll start seeing your sales pick up. You'll start seeing your business blowing up like crazy, because all sales are emotional.
Mm-hmm.
We make sales based off of emotion. If I feel like I can get if it's going to make me feel this way, then I want it. you
Yeah.
know so learn your audience.
Okay, so you covered a little bit on benefits and features as far as even selling when you're marketing earlier on, but can you go a little bit more in depth about that?
Okay, so features are, let's say a feature of a web design would be your logos are going to be a feature. You can have a gallery on your website. That's a feature. You can have a contact form on your website. That's a feature. We don't want to talk about features when you're doing your marketing or you're doing your selling. You want to talk about benefits. So the benefit of a contact form is people will be able to reach out to you and get in touch with you, and you'll get their information and know exactly what they need. And then you can redirect them to another page that kind of tells them a little bit more. Maybe you can have a video that explains the feature would be the video. Yeah.
Okay.
I used to do this. I used to say, okay, you get a 5-page website. Those are features.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have a slider at the top. That's a feature. You can have videos on your website. You can have pictures on your website, up to 25 pictures. And I'm just talking about I'm talking about features. But
Okay.
what are the benefits? We're going to do a video on your website so that you can explain and talk to people, without being face to face with them, so that
Mm-hmm.
you can build trust. That's the benefit of the video. So if you talk benefits, it touches the heart. It resonates better than just the feature.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. Um, so if somebody wanted to be a part, when are you hosting your next program? Like you say, you want to help 100 entrepreneurs, or if somebody is looking to join that or be a part of that, how can they reach out or get in touch with you?
Gotcha. So there's two ways, but probably what I want you to do is, because I'm selective. I don't just want anybody in freaking amazing university. I'm
Makes
very selective, but once a month I'm doing this challenge called the Goal Crushers Challenge.
Mhm.
I just did it. Was you in that challenge?
I wasn't, but I'm in the next one.
Okay, okay. So I'm doing this challenge where basically it's a 3-day challenge where we talk about goals, we talk about believing that it's possible, we talk about your grind, we talk about how to set goals and actually crush them. So a lot of people know how to set goals, but we don't really know what actions we need to take to actually hit our goals. And so that's what that challenge is about, helping people to learn how to set goals and go through that process. So I'll be taking in a group of 100 people. That challenge is going to start at the end of this month. So the easiest way is to either, I mean, you can drop down in the comments here and say I'm interested, or you can find me on social and tell me you're interested. But once we go through that challenge, I normally have 3 or 4 people that cross over into freaking amazing university for whatever reason. Maybe some aren't ready, some are ready. It's just a situation where I don't want all 100 to jump in, which may sound weird, but
No.
yeah, I'm growing the university slowly on purpose because I want to make sure it's got the right people, and I got to get you results. Like if you're not gonna get 10K in the
Mhm.
next couple of months, then that means I'm not fulfilling my mission. So I
Okay.
want to make sure you have the right mindset and you're ready. You believe that you can at least make 5 to 10K in the next couple of months, and then I can show you the roadmap and help you to get there. Because I'm really hands on with the people that's in the university.
So
Yeah.
how long is the university? How long does this take?
So it's open. So it's not like a 6 week course, or it's
It's at
perpetual.
your pace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So with entering into entrepreneurship and being your own boss, CEO, there's some habits that need to develop. Is
Hmm.
that part of your curriculum? Is that part of what, you train people to do to develop these core habits? And what has been the best way you found to develop a new habit?
Okay, so I do a teaching called 6 figure productivity habits,
Okay.
and those are habits that the high producers have. Like establishing a morning routine. That's a big one. Having a morning routine is super super huge.
Mhm.
There's I'm gonna give you all a free one. I
Mhm.
can't give you the whole the
Can't give
whole.
it all, but I'm gonna get as much out
Hey,
of it for
I'm gonna
my
get, I'm gonna
audience as I
yeah,
can.
I'm gonna give you a lot. Plus, I learned from this guy behind me, Gary V. You got to give it away.
Okay.
Anyway, so there's a morning routine called 20-20-20, and
Okay.
so the way this routine works is 20 minutes of movement, 20 minutes of like prayer and meditation, and
Mhm.
then 20 minutes of learning. And so you take the first hour of your day, you do your movement, you either do your workout or go walking or some type of movement. Now this isn't a fitness thing. This
Mhm.
is just a get your body going type thing. Yeah.
Essential. Yeah.
Right. So you got your movement, and then you can hack it by praying or doing affirmations while you're walking. So
Mhm.
you can cut your 20 into like a 20-20, but
Yeah.
you're still getting it done, and then spend 20 minutes learning something, reading a book, listening to a podcast, watching YouTube videos, learning how to do Facebook ads, learning something. So if you learn for 20 minutes every single day, that adds up. If you read for 20 minutes a day, that's something like 5 books a month, you
Mhm.
know. So that's a lot. And the more you read, the more your brain is a muscle too. So the
Mhm.
more you train your brain muscle, the better your ability to think, the better your ability to speak. You learn new words, you can have intelligent conversations, you can have interviews with people like you and have no clue what the next question is and be confident that you're going to be able to talk about it.
On the spot. You got
and,
it.
and it's because of the learning. Like nothing is new. There's nothing new under the sun. So I'm not telling you anything that somebody else has told me. Everything, every word, every phrase that's coming out of my mouth, I've heard it. I've learned it from somewhere, some video, some coach told me, some mastermind class that I was in, some friend, some book, some YouTube video, some interview. Like I've heard it from my mom, my wife, my kids. So don't feel like, even when you're teaching others or when you're giving information, don't feel like it has to be stuff that you created or that you invented, because you're never going to invent anything. It already exists.
That's
Even
right.
if you never heard of it before and the idea came from God, well, He gave it to you, and I guarantee you it was already here before somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you gotta learn. And the biggest thing I teach as well is learning does not count as being productive unless you put it into action.
Nice.
So you want to learn stuff that's going to help you do what you're doing. So don't spend time learning about uh a sub don't learn about accounting if you don't need to do accounting to help your business go to the next level. Learn
Exactly.
about marketing, learn about whatever you need that you're going to apply. Don't just learn to do.
Nice. Nice. So when did you discover two part that you were a leader and a teacher?
Hmm. Great question. I don't think I've ever been asked that question before. I believe I learned that I was a leader and a teacher in high school. I was in the band, and I was in the drum line, and I was always the best. Like I grew up in the church. I grew up playing drums in church. My dad's a musician. I played keys as well. So like music just came natural to me. It was a God given gift. But when I transferred over into the band, I didn't start band until eighth grade. So I had to learn how to read music, but I can hear it and play it back perfectly, like whatever I can hear. So I almost had a little cheat sheet where I would just get the music that we were going to be learning, and I would just learn it by ear. But
Wow.
then I actually learned how to read it as well, because as I went up, like I wanted to do things like honor band and stuff like that. I actually had to learn how to read because we had to sight read. It was things on the spot that we had to play. First
Mhm.
time you're getting the music, and you can't wing that. But that's when I discovered that I was a leader. My sophomore year, they named me drum captain. Um,
Oh,
and so I'm a sophomore. I'm in 10th grade, and I'm leading the entire drum line. And my leadership skills grew, my confidence grew. People showed me that they trust me. People showed me that they believed in me. And that's where it started. So music was my start to leadership.
excellent. So what is your leadership style? How do you lead?
My leadership style is I I'm a coach. So I'll guide you, I'll point you in the right direction, but I'm hands off. Like I let you make mistakes, I let you fall.
Mhm.
Um, I try to do my best. If I'm gonna let you fall, I know that I can catch it and fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll give you tasks, but I also start slow. I'll give you a little piece, and then once I build trust and know that you can handle that, I'll give you another little piece and
Mhm.
another little piece. But I'm a delegator. I
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I believe in delegation.
That's good because that frees you up. That helps you to take your hands off.
It
Kim
does.
said you are a true leader. She's proud to call you coach.
Oh, thank you, Kim. Appreciate it, Kim.
um, so, what can you say to this next generation of entrepreneurs that's coming up and that want to go full throttle? And how can you guide them to where they need to be?
Be patient. That's the first thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a whole lot that I can say, but definitely be patient. You're probably gonna suck at first. You're not gonna be the greatest. I wasn't freaking amazing when I first started. I sucked. My first website was horrible. Okay. So you're gonna suck at first, but don't let that deter you from continuing to grow. Figure out what you need to learn, figure out what you need to read, figure out who you need to get to know to get you to the next level and the next level and the next level. Definitely get a mentor. Mentors can cut your learning curve in half. My first business mentor, actually, he wasn't my first business mentor, but the mentor who I accredit a lot of my knowledge from to is Peter Vu with Game Changers Academy.
Mm-hmm.
So I became a part of Game Changers Academy a couple of years ago, and it maybe 3 or 4 years now. But it was one of the best business decisions I've ever made, and he taught us that. He taught us that having a mentor can cut your learning curve in half because they've been where you want to go. They've done what you want to do, and they can show you the path to get there a lot faster than you can get there. My first 2 weeks having him as my coach, my income doubled. My income went from 5K to 10K in 15 days.
Mm-hmm.
That's unheard of. Like that's crazy. But I was hungry. I
Mm-hmm.
listened to what he had to say. I applied what he had to say, and I was amazed at the results.
Nice.
Listen to your mentors. Do what they tell you to do, because they already see it.
Mm-hmm.
They're on another level. Even if they're one level above you, they can tell you, hey, take that step, this step, and this step, and you'll be here. Versus you walking around and looking for the step, and they're like, the step is right there.
There.
You know,
That's it.
so get a mentor, invest in your business, invest in your personal development, buy books, listen to podcasts, listen to Gary Vaynerchuk. He cuss a lot, but once you get used to the cussing, I'm a Christian. I'm a pastor on staff in my church.
Oh,
Um,
no.
yeah, his cursing is not vulgar. His
Mm-hmm.
cursing is making a point, making a statement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love it, but once I got to realize what he was doing and what he was talking about and why he did what he did, I
Mm-hmm.
understand it, I respect it, and
The meat of it.
the meat of it, the knowledge I get from Gary V is worth the F bombs.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
worth it.
It's, yeah. I mean, because it's sometimes everybody's not going to speak like you or be as eloquent or as gentle or mild, and you have to take the meat of it and leave the bones. Just don't take that part with you. Your book, let's
Mhm.
talk about the book.
Okay. Okay.
So what inspired you to write the book, and get it out there, and let's talk about it.
In all honesty, my pastor, my brother, best friend, Ronaldo Hardy, inspired me
Mhm.
to write the book. He was writing a book earlier that year, which he actually finished. But his book hadn't been released for different reasons. I think he's working on another one. But he kind of pushed me because I said, "Oh, you writing a book? I'm gonna write a book too. Not a competition thing, but like
Encouragement.
we need to write books. We need to be authors out in this thing, you know." And so he encouraged me. He inspired me to write it. I didn't really know what I wanted to write it about, so I was like, I need a book to be kind of like my front line to, number one, validate that I have the knowledge to be the freaking amazing web designer,
Mhm.
And then my purpose for writing the book was I wanted to give out my book instead of giving out a business card. So when I met with you, I would slide you my book, and it was like, oh, you wrote the book. And so now I can say I literally wrote the book about building freaking amazing websites because
Yeah.
I did. And the book also became a bestseller on Amazon. I got to number 2, didn't get to number 1. So I can't say a number 1 bestseller, but it was a bestseller. But that
Okay.
was the reason for writing it, to establish myself as an author and to build my platform.
Nice. I felt like after listening to that, I was more knowledgeable about websites and web design, because that's not my arena. I felt like I had some keys added to my ring to where I can say, this is what makes a good website, and this is what you don't want.
Yep.
So it actually empowered me. So it did what you set out to do. It empowered me. So I did learn a lot from it. And I learned about a little bit more about, I share stories, but I just thought, I'm a little weird. I'm an extrovert and I just share. Sometimes I can overshare, but I'm learning the balance of how to share, when to share. So I thought you putting that in the book was a little bit more amazing and a little bit more awesome for me. So, hats off to you. The book is good.
Thank you. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Okay, so I do feel like the book title is slightly misleading, because it's you can build a freaking amazing website even if you have zero creative abilities. I wanted to change it, but I couldn't find another word that worked for building, because the book does not really teach you how to build a website. It teaches you the pieces and the methodology and the blueprint for
Mm-hmm.
the website. But then the technical piece of it, you still have to learn how to do.
Mm-hmm.
How would you retitle that book?
I absolutely wouldn't. I would get with you like I did, and I would get your template, because we build it. It's like we build it together. I wouldn't change it at all, because you have a template, you have a design, and you have a format that you send out to your client. And it was very clear and straightforward, and allowed me to input my information and send it back to the actual builder. So I feel like we built it, or building together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So I love the idea of the template. It's making things a lot easier for people, because some people are just not tech savvy, and you already have that component. And I don't know how other builders do it, but I think that was very clear.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So so tell me 5 fun facts. We talked about the business. Any more of the business you want to put out there before we move on?
Now I got to think of some fun facts.
Fun facts about you. What is fun? What do you like to do? What do you enjoy?
Okay.
Because I know you enjoy your work, but outside of work.
I absolutely enjoy my work. Sometimes I have to make myself stop working. I do. I have to tell myself, Remiah, turn the computer off, go spend time with your family.
Yes.
I do. Like, when this is over, I'm shutting the computer down. I'm going downstairs. I'm not going to grab my laptop until maybe 8 o'clock. But yeah.
Don't do that to your wife. Just if you give her one night without the laptop, oh, it makes all the difference.
Okay.
I'm throwing that out there for the husband too. So.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
But fun fact, so my favorite color is orange.
I noticed.
Yeah, that's one fun fact. Now, how did it become my favorite color is a pretty cool story. Ain't got nothing to do with business. But in high school, I bought this orange Orioles jersey, a baseball jersey. Okay. And so when I bought the orange jersey, I bought some orange Air Max shoes to match the jersey.
Okay.
So now I got these $100 Air Max shoes back in 1995. I'm wearing some $100 shoes, and they're orange, and nothing matches them. So I had to buy orange shirts.
Orange shirt.
My orange shoes. And before I knew it, I had a bunch of orange shirts with my orange shoes. I bought another pair of shoes, orange hat. I had another pair of shoes that had orange in it, and I liked it, and it stuck. And I wore orange almost every day through high school. In college, I went to LSU, but I wore orange every single day. I was in the band in college, so this is another fun fact, but it's still doing with orange. I was in the drum line at LSU, and I used to wear these orange Nike shorts. They were orange and they had blue stripes, but with my yellow LSU band shirt. Okay, we played Florida at home, and of course their colors are orange and blue, Florida Gators. And I had my orange shorts on, doing band practice because we practiced before the game, and everybody was looking at me like, "You wore these shorts today?" And I was like, "I wear these shorts every Saturday." Like it ain't, I didn't even realize we was playing Florida till I got up and got there. But they kind of drove me for wearing the other team color. So
Well,
that's another fun fact.
well, I am Shalita said you gotta coordinate.
Got to.
You gotta coordinate.
Got to. Young, okay.
Yes, that's actually my sister. So shout
Okay.
out to her.
What's up, sis? Let
But
me see. Another, I don't know. What's another fun fact? I already told y'all I'm a musician. I play
mhm.
keys.
Okay.
I have a CD, a music CD out.
Oh,
It's
nice.
called Tranquility.
Okay. Oh,
Yep.
that's really nice.
It's on all digital platforms. You can go to iTunes, you can go to Spotify, Pandora. It's on all digital platforms, and it's a smooth jazz, relaxing piano instrumental.
I feel that.
Trask, Trask,
Uh-huh.
quality, like tranquility, but Tranquility. If
Quility.
you just look up Remiah Trask, you'll
Okay.
find it. Yeah, if you look me up, you'll find it.
Okay.
Google me. Nah, just
Well, we should be able to find you all over the internet.
yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So you have a CD.
Uh-huh.
I know my family will definitely like that. You were in the band. Okay, give me something else.
Something else. What else? My son is a teen entrepreneur.
Excellent. So what
He
does he do?
he's a music producer.
Oh, so he's the one that did the tracks for your book or for your audio
He
book.
is. He is. Yep.
Awesome.
I gave him a shout out on the book. Um, he is a Billboard #1 producer. He has 3 #1 Billboard hits this year. So a lot of people don't know that. We put it out like we celebrated him and everything. Um,
Hmm.
but like we growing entrepreneurs over here.
I love
If you're gonna live in this house, I have a 16-year-old, a
it. Mhm.
12-year-old, and an 8-year-old. My
Okay.
my daughter, she makes bracelets, and she sells bracelets. And my son, he's 8. He always says, "Dad, what am I gonna do to make money?" Like, so he's already trying to figure out, what his gift
What?
is and what he's gonna do. But I really believe he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be a pastor.
Okay.
So yeah. But
Nice.
he really hadn't found like a passion as far as like how to make money, but he's really eloquent. He's smart. He talks to everybody. He encourages us. Um,
Nice.
he talks about Jesus more than we talk about Jesus.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh, so we'll figure that entrepreneur thing out for him. But I think
Mhm.
he's gonna be more ministry based. Um, but we breed entrepreneurs in this house.
So we'll have to do an interview with your kids. Yeah,
Let's do it.
we have to do a segment. Yes,
Let's do it.
I love that.
I'm gonna give you one more because you asked for 5.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna shout my wife out. She
Nice.
has an organization called Be Brave,
Okay.
where she helps to educate and bring awareness about mental health issues for women, um,
Beautiful.
mostly anxiety and depression. Those
Okay.
are mostly the things, because she went through a thing when we had our third child. Um,
Hmm.
she went through like a deep anxiety and depression. It was postpartum, but
Hmm.
it just stretched out, and it was a long period. She went like 30 days without sleeping, like real talk, no sleep for like 30
That's a
days.
real thing. It's a
Yeah,
real.
it's a real thing.
Hmm.
And it became this cycle. Like it affected her for a long time. Even to this day, there's still, like, she's way better than where she was, but I can tell like there's ups and downs. With
Yeah.
depression and anxiety, there's ups and downs. So her organization helps to bring free treatment, free therapy to
Oh.
women. And she also does these things called Brave Chats,
Hmm.
where once a month they get together. Right now they're doing it on Zoom, where it's just a safe place where the ladies can get together and share.
I love
Um,
that.
yeah, so she's more on the nonprofit side, but that's entrepreneur too.
It definitely is, and she had to go through it to bring about the purpose.
Yep.
So, wow, wow, I commend her definitely, because I having kids, that's is no joke, and then the postpartum is very, very real. So hats off to her. That's major.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice. So we found out how you guys can reach out to Remiah, ways that you can join, his marketing program and get him to build you a freaking awesome website or freaking amazing. Sorry,
Amazing.
freaking amazing website. He's a freaking amazing CEO. Your spirit is bright, is bubbly, you're on point. I am encouraged. So I so appreciate you, and I appreciate your time and your family, sharing you with us. My husband has a question. He has a cleaning business. He said, how would you market a cleaning business that's
Market
growing?
the cleaning business. Take pictures before and afters on every job that you do, no matter how mundane you think it is. But take a before and an after on every job. That's marketing right there. Just showing it. Okay.
Mhm.
Ask for testimonials from your clients. Every single one of them, ask them for a testimonial, and also ask them for referrals. Like, who do you know that can out? Who I can also do business with, and those are three easy things, three easy ways to market your business. Show what you're doing. Maybe do like a video saying, "All right, I'm about to go clean this house, or about to clean this complex, or whatever it is," just so that people can see you. You just got to be present. Um, Marketing is happening on social. Like that's the biggest place. That's the biggest opportunity, because once you put a video out or you put a post out, it can continue to live. People can share it. It can reach people. Like, where are you from?
I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan, but I am in Texas.
Okay, I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but we're connected. So that's because of marketing. That's because I put my message out. It reached you some type of way. So definitely social media. Put stuff out there. Show what you're doing.
Definitely, definitely. So, one more thing. What else do you want to leave the people with?
Okay. What do I want to leave you with? I'm gonna leave you with this because I wanted to say this. Um, and I got this from Peter Voog. These are not my words, but they're coming out of my mouth.
Well, I tell you this, Dr. Miles Monroe said, if you use it 3 times, it's yours.
Oh, it's mine now. It's mine now. Okay, 'cause this is my at least third time.
Okay.
Anybody, everybody, not anybody, everybody who's killing the game right now, they once were not killing the game. Okay. So never compare yourself, never judge yourself based on what somebody else is doing. Don't look at what they're doing and say you're inferior. You're not inferior. You just haven't got to that level yet. You got to look at yourself, compete with yourself, be in competition with yourself, have your own self goals to get to your next level, your next level, your next level. Even though you might not be great right now, you'll get better. You'll get better. You'll become great. You'll become better. You'll become freaking amazing. And I don't know what's after that, but when I get there, I'll let you know. But that's what it is. Don't compare yourself to other people. Just be the best you can be and continue to improve.
Excellent. I will take that. I appreciate it. You guys, this is Remiah Trask. He is the CEO of Design Baton Rouge. You can locate him on www.designbatonrouge.com or www.remiahtrask.com. And check them out, you guys, if you want to get your business growing, your business started. If you're looking to learn how to market and you don't quite know how to reach your target audience, get with Remiah, because he is available to help you, coach you, teach you, and guide you. I thank you for your time. I appreciate you being a guest. That has been our segment of Open Vibes, and you guys be blessed. Good night.
Later.